Hey folks, your three slip fielders are back. So grab your bat, pad up, and let's hit the field. We've got some silly points to get through today. We've got a couple of games that happened, quite pivotal. We know now who the semi-finalists are. We've got India, Bangladesh. We've got India, Afghanistan, South Africa, and England in the semis. We've got some predictions for you, and we've got to talk about our prior predictions also. How crazy were the games, Chai? How crazy were the games?
Afghanistan.
Straight to the big boy games, yeah.
Straight to the game. Oh my God. I mean, that prediction of Australia, Afghanistan, turning Afghanistan way, set the tone, opened up the group, and what a game between Bangladesh and Afghanistan. I think it happened in IPL as well, that very last, you don't know who the last four are until the last game. And this probably is until the last over. You didn't know who was going to make it.
And all three teams were in contention.
That was epic.
Yeah. Whoever wrote the script knew what he was doing. I say he for a reason.
But that person added some little juice to it because it started raining every time. You're like, oh my God. The rain just added to the drama.
Yeah,
I initially thought the openers were really slow, and I thought, shit, the game's out of the hand now, because the middle order for Afghanistan's pretty weak, right? But who knew?
Rashid Khan's late backswing in the last overs, that 3 big sixes.
Why didn't he come a little bit early? If he came early, they could have gotten a few more runs.
See, with Rashid, it's always, he's been a pinch hitter, right? Even if he comes up above or below, it's how he plays at that moment. It's only all of his big games have just come in where out of blue. It was not predetermined that he's gonna go up the order, settle in, and play a few balls.
But given he's gonna swing the bat, if it's his day, the other players weren't swinging their bats. So if he comes in, swings a few, gets the momentum in, could have added that extra 15-run cushion, and a lot easier. Not that they needed it. Not that they needed it. It was all good in the end.
No, I was happy that the game went the way it went. It added the spices. He was struggling to connect as well, and have you seen that the run or the second run and Rashid throwing the bat?
Through the bat. Yeah. How crazy was that?
It had.
I think everyone knows because he got a nice demerit point and a reprimand for it. So
I can imagine. I mean, luckily no one got hurt. If no one got hurt, he couldn't have played the semi.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah, but high emotions, right? High emotions.
My favorite memory from actually one of my favorites, because there's too many, but one of my favorite memory is Chai going, I think there's a hat trick coming, boys. And next over, Rashid finishes with 2 back-to-back wickets.
For some reason, for that game, I had the crystal ball.
Yeah.
Right?
The game was for us.
Yeah, you are on point. Mine was, which again, I think it was the best scripting. So the way the direction was from the cameraman. So they were like, I think it was 18th or 19th over. They're like pointing to the sky, and you can see the rain. And then it pointed directly to the coach, Jonathan. He's like, slow it down. Then they point to the pitch, and he's like, oh my heavy.
The favorite part is he's just chilling, like he's like standing. Yeah. He sees him. Like,
Gluman's like, yeah, I'm good. Bang.
These players
Rashid's like, what are you doing? He was pissed. Oh my God, that was the funniest thing. Oh my God.
At least finally cricket adapted something from soccer.
Yeah.
Pretend injuries.
And footy, because in footy they hold the football up to slow the play down, and they're like, yep, this is what we're doing.
England's already done that. Tried that in some prior series where they put out cards which are codes to like what should the captain do.
Oh, okay.
People frowned on that.
Yeah.
We look down on this. Sorry, captains have to make their own decisions in cricket.
Now we spoke about this topic in our last episode too, which people should go and watch that as well, where the coaches' participation, especially Afghanistan. I mean, I'm gonna give it to them, right? Yeah. They are entering into big boys arena, and every support that they need, they're tapping onto it, and they're delivering as well. But the coach involvement in the previous game against Australia, especially when Maxwell was still whacking around, and against Bangladesh, I don't know. I mean, I'm all right with this because it's all fair. There's no law that says you should not be doing it.
It's good on them for actually figuring out that, hey, these are the key people I need to listen to and following the instructions.
Yeah, because usually, I think all the big players also, big nations also do it. It's essentially, a few runners, and all of a sudden there's a requirement for the batter to have a drink. You don't know why. He hasn't called, but it's a bit more
covert. It's a bit more covert, right? To it.
Right. There's nothing to hide in here.
Yeah, because I think I've seen with India, right? There's always this one guy running around.
Exactly.
The boundary, right?
Yeah.
It looks like he's just giving water.
I thought that guy's just meant to be there to give them the ball when it gets to the boundary, so the player doesn't have to run all the way there.
No. When it goes close to the boundary but doesn't touch the rope, he's like, no, I'll do it before.
But one quick point on the game that I feel real bad for is Liton Das, the strangling opener who carried his bat.
Yeah.
I actually thought he was going to do it for them within the overs, but he ran out of partners eventually. But even up till the 12-point-something overs, he would swing for the skies, get the runs, and then he'd be like, yep, I'll be sensible and go to the other side. When he goes to the other side goes.
I had a whole big problem with with Bangladesh's approach to their innings. They had once in a lifetime opportunity. Again, probably something that the coaches, I don't know who the coaches are, should have mentored the team, saying, "Hey guys," and here's where I would have expected Shakib to step in and give them a pep talk. Once in a lifetime opportunity to knock Australia and Afghanistan up and make it to semis, right? Go full guns blazing. Do you need a shot at semis or do you need a World Cup victory?
Correct.
Pick a choice, right?
He was like, I actually want a golden duck.
But
that's the thing. If you heard the post interview, they asked him, like, did you know about the calculations? He's like, yeah, we did, but they were disappointed with the batting. Like they clearly said that. There's like our bowling did pretty well. Their bowling did pretty well. But he clearly said for batting, we need to improve quite a bit. He was still quite pissed off from his team's batting.
Yeah, but again, I'm gonna.
But yeah, they didn't take enough risks to push harder.
Exactly. I think first three to 4 overs they were up there, and then they should go for the kill. And if you've got this,
that's the thing. There's only one person going for the kill. So if you look at the scorecard, right, Liton started off real well. After that, we've got Tanzib who got a duck, Najmul who got 5 runs, Shakib who got another golden duck. So that whole good start just goes to Liton Das. No one else actually stood up, stepped up. But in saying this, how amped up were Afghanistan in the field?
Oh man, they had their hearts and soul desperate to know. I mean, to me, it felt as if Afghanistan had only one thing, because Australia decided not to play the bilateral against Afghanistan. That's one. And also vengeance from the previous World Cup, where the game was in their hand. And then Maxi played an amazing innings. So they just had to prove that, we are big boys. We can play big games. We can deal with pressure. And it was clearly evident on the ground.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's the thing where because we'll talk about future games and stuff, and that's when I'm like, oh, could Afghanistan do it all the way? Could they, their next game is against South Africa? Because that underdog spirit to be like, and we've seen that quite a few times with Afghanistan, right? with the big teams, they always had this underdog fight, which pushes them
The-
close.
The other thing to add though is the pitch conditions were a lot better for Bangladesh to bat than they were for Afghanistan to bat. So things were actually going against Afghanistan because Afghanistan's bowling has one strength. Well, lots of strengths actually, but like one big is spin. And spin was nullified as soon as it rained for however long it did because there's so much water.
Yeah.
And their seamers had to step up. And that's exactly what I think Naveen ul Haq did. And they've always like found someone, right, who got them breakthroughs, even when it came to seam. I think that their bowling's become well-rounded now.
Yeah. Oof,
Even if
Naveen's
they don't have
bowling
a
was
pace.
gorgeous. Oh, that one just went.
That jag back,
That LBW, that went
so good.
Oh, that was so good.
What do you guys think about the decision for the player of the match?
Who was it?
It was Naveen.
Rashid?
Oh, no, it was Naveen.
Naveen.
But I felt Rashid's, quick, those 360s of bat. I think he scored 1-9. And was it 3 or 4? Whatever.
4 wickets. 4 wickets for
yeah.
23 runs.
Yeah, I mean, and he got the key players as well. He came in. He was breaking partnerships on the top.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt he was a bit biased. I mean, that decision was a bit biased. Or if both
especially on a pitch where spin was gone.
Spin was
gone. Still managed to get wickets.
Yeah.
Great.
Because both Naveen and Rashid had got 4 wickets and they were level, I was thinking, player of the match should be, Gulbadin for his performance. There's no Oscars, so at least let's give him
give him man of the match. Yeah, how good.
Please, ICC include this new award. Just for a random event, there's some odd thing that happens. Oscar award.
Yeah, but the other thing with Gulbadin was how effective has he been with the ball last 2 games now? Even this game, he came in, bowled 2 overs, very economical, got a wicket. Oh,
right.
2 overs for 5 runs. 2 overs for 5 runs and 1 wicket.
This is actually a perfect segue for me to say, I think, rest in peace, South Africa. Afghanistan's here for finals.
Big calls.
That's me.
Well, Bangladesh had a lifetime. Once in a lifetime opportunity. I think their best shot.
They caked it. Good.
Yeah. But it all was set by India's game against Australia. I was only expecting, when Australia was struggling, the new number that popped up, 176. I'm like, let's get this one done and dusted, get Afghanistan into the semis straight at the end of that Aussie game. But what an innings by Rohit there.
Oh my God. I actually honestly believe, and I think a few other people have said also, that that was a revenge knock from Rohit Sharma. From that finals, the way he went about it. Like, did you hear what Ricky Ponting said?
No.
He slog swept Cummins. No one slog sweeps Cummins. He slog swept him on the roof of the ground.
Yeah.
29 runs in 1 over.
Yeah. That was for Stark.
Oh yeah, that was for Stark.
Hey, you called that, Raj. You called that. Big game. Stark comes in and Ega goes out.
Yeah.
Which and Stark didn't perform. He got hammered.
Yeah, he got done.
He got hammered.
You know what? Maybe because he lost his momentum. Wonder why he lost his momentum.
I'm gonna go the other way, right? I think Stark, Cummins, everyone were bowling really well. It was excellent batting by Rohit Sharma. I was texting, Rohit Sharma was possessed. I think he had the vengeance. 2023 World Cup finals running in the back of his head. I'm like, all right, I am gonna go hard. I'm gonna go berserk to just rip the team apart.
I'll tell you the gravity of the possessed level that Rohit Sharma was in. Sky chose to take singles to give him strike.
Yes, that's right.
Sky's not used to that. Sky usually takes strike and asks for the strike.
Correct.
And he was giving strike. I think whatever bat Rohit Sharma brought, I his edge had a middle. Oh,
But it was so good. 92 off 41.
yeah.
Eight
so
sixes,
good.
7 fours.
8 sixes. 8 sixes. And didn't even get to 100.
Yeah, I didn't even get to 100. Which I was so cut. I was so cut.
In doing so, he's become the first player to score 200 sixes in T20 or T20 internationals. Yeah.
Good on him.
And by far a big lead from anyone in the second spot.
And the thing is, given he went this hard, people on the other side had some breathing room and they were able to like rotate and just give him strike.
Kohli had quite a breathing room.
We said, and I just said Sky was giving singles to RohitSharma, but he still struck it, I think, over 200 strike rate. He still got a 16 ball 30. How quick. But like, one of the shots is iconic because it was like way outside the off stump, and he pulled it to square leg, like behind square leg. Oh,
oh my God.
He definitely laid out a pretty good platform. And, we also need to give a call out to the two boys, Dubé, whom we were expecting,
Well done, finally.
He joined the party, plus the way Hardik finished,
Oh my
Have
God.
you seen that six where he just whacks it and
turns
then
around?
Yeah, and then he okay.
The momentum takes him. But quick comment on Dubé though. I think like the way Dubé walks in when we have some runs on the board versus the way he walks in when he has to build is very different. Like those are two separate Dubés. This Dubé was trying to swing the bat from ball one. The other Dubé just has like half swings at things, and it was just weird. I think so. Now I think I get that. Give him full license, regardless of the situation he walks in, that he just has to run and hit the balls hard.
That's it.
I see. Chai's agreeing with me.
Chai's agreeing with me multiple times.
A lot of agreements.
Yeah, a lot of. I think like he's learned. I think what's the word? He's maturing. He's understanding the game better.
Nah, I don't think so. I disagree.
No, but it's different. Like, look, even if it's those two situations where you need the runs or you don't need the runs, it's a bit comfortable. Like that will just that theory will just need to be tested out a bit more. But a big game, like, because I was saying, oh my God, a Dubé, because the Australian bowlers, look, yes, they're lost and everything, but they on paper are class, absolute class, right?
But I don't think Dubé would have survived if he had come in earlier with like minimal runs on the board, and he would have been like.
And then it would have been slower, right? Because what did he do? He did 28 of 22, right? Which is decent. 127, not bad. 1,624, But that's the thing. I think he's getting better. And again, Pandya came at similar time-ish, right? So they've got a good understanding, which we've seen. Like Pandya's like, dude, you've got free reign. Do what you want. Just be confident at it, right? So, but I think he's learning.
Yeah, for sure. I think next World Cup, Dubé will be a different player if he keeps his form. But with the current, I think the way IPL has shaped him is just to cut trees. As soon as you come, just start cutting trees.
Just start. Yeah, that's right.
The other bit is the pitches as well, because earlier part we've all talked about it, where it was not a great batting tracks. And if you look at IPL's, flat. Yeah, exactly. So ball just comes to the bat. And also grounds as well, the size of the ground, edges with 50-55 in Delhi, then edge will be a 6, which is not the case. But he's getting there.
Dubé hits it long anyway, though. He can hit them long.
Oh, he can, I've got some confidence after watching that game.
And then I guess we get to Pandya. How good has his confidence been? I mean, we all knew he could hit the ball. But this series, he's come about really well.
Yeah, especially after the crazy controversies in IPL, and his personal life, life as well. I was thinking, oh my God, so for someone going through all that, going and being the vice captain, he's going to struggle. I think,
No, he's killed it. 27 of 17, 2 sixes, 1 4.
And bowling as well.
Nah, let's not talk about his bowling. for the last game. It's one of those.
There's still contribution, right? Like still putting his 4 overs through.
Yeah. How peak of a delivery was it from Kuldeep to Maxwell? Maxwell could see the ball passing through, the World Cup
Just
passing
ran through it.
and also him boarding the next flight to Australia.
He hung on to it. He's like, no, it's all good. Bangladesh will have us. It's all good.
But all right, his spell was the decider because every other bowler was getting pelted for 10 average. And then this guy comes in, starts breaking partnerships.
Yeah. I mean, like just seeing how he's bowling right now, it just feels weird that he wasn't part of the initial leg of the tour. But I mean, I understand why he wasn't in there. But just seeing him bowl now, I'm like, how can any team not play him? It was so good.
And Aksar, he paired perfectly well with Aksar because this guy, I mean, the both of them were constantly keeping that pressure on. And then we just spoke about not to talk about Hardik. I think he was the weakest chain in the bowling department for the game.
I don't know. Jaddu pretty bad.
Really?
Runs in that over.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, it looks like it's swapped. Like, Aksar did what Jadeja does, right? Because
I completely forgot.
He just finishes an over in like 2 seconds. And it's just like 3 dot balls. You're like, oh shit, that was super important. So Aksar did that.
I completely forgot Jadeja was in the squad and was playing the game. Oh, he's actually part of every single game so far.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, right? When you have so many options, that if someone has an off day, it's all good. It's all good. We've got someone else.
Yeah.
And I think that's the balance that we have, right? With Pandya coming in, all-rounder, Jadeja, all-rounder, but also very much a full-time bowler. Aksar, very much a full-time bowler, but he can bat at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, wherever you want him. And he can hit them long.
And the other person that hasn't even bowled yet, Mr. Dube.
Yeah.
He hasn't, he's ready to contribute. He hasn't been used yet.
Yeah. I'm happy he hasn't been used because he wasn't even used in the IPL. I can't imagine over here.
Yeah, please don't let him bowl, and for us to give us more content to give him shit for it. So,
with his name, I think he'll get some crazy names.
But that just shows the whole balance that we've got in the team, right? We've got batting depth to up to a certain point. If required, we've got good variations in bowling, which is huge. Which is, is this our new T20 18 minus some oldies?
Nah, because exactly minus the oldies. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to have a whole new people coming in after this World Cup. Quick. One little thing to talk about after this game is the semi-finals and how they've scheduled it. So should we quickly go through the predictions that we had and what who won the Super 8s round, Chai?
Yeah.
Stats guy, pull it up.
Stats guy, please. Bring it. Oh yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yay.
Oh, look who won.
Oh my gosh.
This South Africa call was during one of our recordings.
Yeah.
And the Afghanistan right from get-go. I think those are the two that inched me across the finish line.
Oh, 9, 8, 10.
And I was just realized I actually called the entire Group A.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my Group A predictions were pretty accurate.
Yeah. And who are your semi picks again, Chai? Oh, you got 3 out of 4.
Semis, I've got 3. Yeah, I think
3 out of 4. Yeah.
After West Indies was a surprise exit, or South Africa a surprise inclusion. Yeah.
Cool. So should we quickly fill in our predictions here in front of
for the semis? Oh wow, Raj with the big call. Go with the flow, hey.
I want the momentum to be with me, Jonathan Trott. Let's go.
Don't ask me yet. Unless there's rain, I
got-
haven't seen the weather yet. Unless there's rain, then I'm gonna give it to Afghanistan because they're good at Oscars. So they're gonna be like, slow it down, slow it down.
you got
oh my
you
God.
got 2 hour
The
45
thing is,
minutes
you,
to
you don't
predict.
get the significance of that cramp though, Randeep, because when he pulled that cramp up, right?
Yeah.
And they went off the field, Bangladesh was 2 runs behind.
Oh yeah, correct. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
So if they bowled that one ball, they run 2 runs, and then
Oh
they
no,
go
no,
off
no,
the
no.
field.
At,
No,
no, no, no.
At that point,
At
Bangla
that
was
point, they were
3
up by
runs.
1.
They were
up
2 or
by
3
1
runs
point.
ahead, and
No,
then
1 point, 1 point shy. I
yeah,
remember that
and
one.
then the next
Yes.
rain break was
It-
just before they lost their after they
Yes.
lost the 9th wicket.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were
Yeah.
actually ahead on DLS. I remember that because we were chatting in the group and someone was asking. I think Chai was asking. Like they were up by 1, and come that little pause, a perfect scripting, perfect scripting. Then they were down by they were ahead by 2. So which is I was like, oh my God. See, that's the thing, right? I want to, like what we've discussed, their underdog spirit of Afghanistan is crazy. And what I've seen is what we were talking about, the use of coach, right? The use of these talented ex-players who are part of the team. I think they're the most the team that's quite evident that they're using them quite properly, right? Like you see Rashid in the near the boundary, right? There is talking to the coaches and they're discussing tactics, right? It's not like other teams don't do it. I'm not saying that, but this is the most evident, right? So they're able to tinker the game a little bit, and they're just like they can see stats. They can see like, okay, where the bowling where it's happening and stuff, and they can provide feedback. So that's why I'm like, ooh, that. But then South Africa with these games, they're good at messing up at crucial games. But we've said that a couple of times. But that's the thing. We've said that a couple of times in this game that I don't know if they're going to make it.
Historically, right? South Africa is known for messing up the semis.
Yeah.
But they've had some decent runs. Like, and they would know that, our reputation precedes us for this.
Randeep, I don't know if I can call that as a decent run. It's all been nail biters and just getting away in the last minute.
But
it's like,
speaking of the... Go on, Shane.
Yeah, it was like, I'm giving my 100% to get choked and somehow I'm getting away with it.
Yeah. But
That's
speaking
true,
of the semis and the weather conditions, you guys see the rules that they have set? So the first semi-final has a reserve day.
Yeah.
The second one doesn't. But what they said was the first one, they're going to have a longer wait period. Sorry, the second semi-final, they'll have a longer wait period of like 250 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they'll say it's abandoned. Versus the first one, in the first hour, no play, game's abandoned. Second day, 150 minutes will be given, after which they'll abandon the game. And the weather's not looking good, boys. The weather is not looking good.
And one other rule, I think for both.
But one is a lot worse than the other, but yeah.
And the other key rule change for a normal TL is to kick in, if a game has to last for 5 overs. For the semis and the finals, they've upped that to 10 overs. So a game
it's T10s. That's all it is.
Minimum of 10 overs for both teams to be counted as a game.
What happens? Who gets through? Is it? I'm assuming South Africa gets through, right? If
I'm assuming the top.
Whoever has topped their respective tables. So if both games are washed out, you're gonna get India and South Africa in the finals, and if that gets washed out, it's a shared. So both will be declared as winner, which is I think 2001 Champions Trophy.
Wow. Yep. Sounds about right.
So I'm looking at the weather. Yeah. Late showers, 32 degrees. It doesn't say thunderstorms, but
in the other one, in the second semi, it's thunderstorms. But it's all good, boys. Let's round this episode off with some predictions. Who do we want to see in the finals? But 2 things. Give me a happy scenario where there's no rain, and who do you think will win? And give us some curveball weather scenarios. Go on, Chai.
India. Go Chai.
No, go start on the start.
Let's go, Andy.
look, India's in the final. I think I'm confident.
England.
India.
No, but
Yeah.
England's the defending World Cup
I don't
champion
care.
right now. Oh,
Why? Do you know why? Because Roman's gonna be possessed again, and he's gonna be smashing. If we have a game, Good, yeah, based on whether what you just said, if it's gonna go rain out, then India's already qualified, right? They're gonna be in the finals. So that's no problem. For today's game, oh my god, my heart is going with Afghanistan just for that underdog spirit, because but South Africa's, look, on paper they're a demolishing of a team. They're proper. But so I'm gonna take a bite out of a bullet. I'm gonna go Afghanistan, and I'll be really happy if they can. But my mind's like, I think South Africa may roll them. So
it's about time for them to get through.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm gonna write.
This will be the first ever final they'll play if they get through this.
Yeah. So this is very big. So I'll talk to my Joshi, be like, "What's happening? Just let me know."
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put Afghanistan in my thing, and India.
Oh, nice. For me, I'm gonna go with South Africa from the other group. Bangladesh have had a good run. They played when they were playing against Australia, they didn't have a pressure of semis, qualifications, etc. So they just had a really good game. Or I should probably say that Australia had a terrible game with the way the catching's been going on in the tournament. Yeah. With Bangladesh, they held on to their nerves, but you could clearly see them. They're playing against Bangladesh, which is not a top team when it comes to handling of pressure, because they were leaking runs on the go. And now, the pressure game of semis against South Africa and Afghanistan, there's advantage South Africa. Not that they have a great history. We all know South Africa.
I don't think it's advantage South Africa. So my bet here is I don't think Afghanistan's going to play any better than they usually do. I think South Africa's just going to implode.
Wow.
So the first semi-final is actually South Africa versus South Africa.
Oh wow.
I actually reckon, South Africa's going to make sure South Africa loses, not Afghanistan. Unless rain. I think Rain's
got a huge part. Rain's got a bigger part than South Africa versus South Africa. They've got a bigger part
exactly
in this script.
A slight deviation from the current tournament, but have you heard this juicy gossip? Apparently, Gautam Gambhir, if he takes up as a head coach, is in favor of having 3 separate teams for 3 formats.
I read that.
3 separate teams.
Yeah, 3 separate teams.
Yeah,
I read that.
So, I think we probably should talk about
with overlaps or without overlaps.
He wants 3 separate teams.
Completely,
there may be a loose overlap, but what that indicates is probably kicking, RohitSharma or ViratKohli out of T20s. But something that we should probably talk about much in detail.
I actually think Kohli might just retire. Kohli and RohitSharma might retire from T20s after this. But again, speculation.
Yeah. And the other juicy gossip that I've heard, I don't know, Raj, you should probably be able to validate this. Kane Williamson did not get a central contract.
No, he declined.
He didn't extend it.
He declined it.
Yeah, he declined it.
Yeah. Oh wow! So we are finishing. Trent Ball finishes up.
Yeah, Trent Ball finishes up.
Kane Williamson finishes up. David Warner finishes up. And who's that dude
but,
from?
But Williamson's still going to play. He just didn't ask. He just didn't take the contract. So he basically wants to go out and about and play cricket. But he'll be available for all the important matches.
That's the thing, right? I've done my job. I will travel the world, earn some money. Oh, New Zealand, you need me? Cool. Okay, I'm there for the big games. Yeah, exactly. And that's what Warner said. He's like, I'll be there for the next World Cup. If you guys need me, I'm available. But he's
too old though. He's too old.
And plus, he's not firing that well.
I don't know. He's pretty good this World Cup.
Yeah. Plus, he's catching. He's not a crucial catch.
Yeah.
That was so important.
Separate or in a parallel world, the women's India versus South Africa, Smriti Mandhana breaking some big records.
Back to back hundies.
Yeah, and she was very close of scoring a third 103rd inning. She was like out on 90, which is like, oh my God.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
We've got a touch in our hand. Just kidding. Oh my God.
They've got a few equivalents, right? They've got the Shefali Verma, who's very similar to Sehwag.
Yeah.
And then they've got
Smriti Mandhana. And Harmit Kaur in the middle order.
Yeah.
Pretty consistent
solid
team.
squad.
Yeah.
Solid squad.
So does that mean like that's the OG squad that's going to be winning titles, and then we'll have that next generation squad?
I don't know. To be honest, I think the Indian women's team hasn't been known for messing up the finals.
Yeah.
They're like the South Africa, or getting to the finals and then messing it up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think we can have a women special episode next time.
Yeah, we got to do
that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I think once this World Cup fever is done, let's do it.
Lots to come, people. Lots to come. Just like, share, and subscribe, and get us more people in, so we can give you guys even more episodes of good stuff. That's all from us.
Thank you.
See you, everyone.
Yeah, subscribe somewhere
share,
in there.
Subscribe. Yep.